We all want to be successful and happy in life. We all want to be wealthy, healthy, and have loving relationships. The third niyama of Ashtanga Yoga talks about tapas. It explains why tapasya or self-discipline is important, why austerity or self-control is important to be successful in life. It tells you how to discipline yourself in life. And in this video, you shall learn about the life-transforming insights about how tapas or austerity or self-discipline can eliminate all our inner impurities. It is only then that our body and our senses can function to their full potential. We shall go very deep into the aspect of austerity or tapas in this video. So stay on till the end. And if you have not subscribed till now, I suggest you subscribe to this channel now so that you do not miss out on the forthcoming videos in this series. But before we proceed, kindly allow me to pay my gratitude to my Guru. Om Ram Shri Kanhaiyalal Sharmaye Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Maharshi Patanjali says in his Yoga Sutras, Kaya Indriya Siddhir Ashuddhi Shayat Tapasaha. Through tapas or dedicated practice or self-discipline, all impurities or ashuddhis are eliminated. That means shayat. And the body, that is our kaya, and the senses, which means the indriyas, they function at their maximum. Siddhir means highest potential. So tapas also means persistence, perseverance in one's purpose. Through austerity or self-control or self-discipline or training of the senses, mental impurities are destroyed, leading to mastery over the body and the 10 senses or our indriyas. We all know self-training is very important, but training of the senses is a very subtler training, as these are the instruments of the mind acting through the vehicle of the body. If you consider a chariot, the senses or the indriyas, they are like the horses. The reins are the mind or our manas, and the driver is the intelligence or our discriminating mind or our buddhi. The chariot is the physical body, and the passenger is our true self or our atma. And if the senses and mind are not trained, then the horses will run uncontrolled in different directions. And that's what happens to our uncontrolled mind in every moment of our lives. But with self-control or self-training, our senses, they stay on course under the proper control of the driver, which is our buddhi. There are so many misconceptions about the meaning of tapas or tapasya, and some of them are very ignorant and very absurd. Some people think that if you stand on one leg or stand with one hand raised, that is tapas. Standing in cold water in winter or standing on one's head is tapas. But this is not actual tapas. Tapas is a Sanskrit word which literally means heating or burning. It conveys the sense of heat and the meaning of something fiery. Tapas is intense heat. Fire is the most wonderful purifying agent in the world, and it also illuminates the objects. So there are two implications of the fire. The first is that it burns and purifies everything, and the second, it is full of radiance. So tapasya is actually an intense process that burns up our impurities in the nature of man and fills him with the radiance and purity of spiritual consciousness. That is the main purpose of tapas. Tapas is purification and illumination of a person's personality, and any activity done towards achieving this goal can legitimately be called tapas. And tapas may vary from one individual to the other. You may require one type of tapas and another man may require another kind of tapas, because the degree of impurity of sensual indulgence may differ from person to person. But there are certain common types of tapas. Say many people, they put on lot of weight and they like to eat lot of food. Therefore, fasting is a universal tapas. The weakness of sex impulse, our weakness of indulgence or our carnal passion is also a universal weakness. Therefore, a rigid vow of chastity for all the seekers is another common tapas. Trying to control impure sentiments and feelings of the mind is also great tapas. Therefore, tapas is to control the senses and to burn the fire of purity inside of us. The exercise of Vivek-Yukt Buddhi over the senses and the mind, that is called tapas. And everything that goes to purify your nature and which fills you with a spirit is tapas. All control of the senses and all control of the mind, that is tapas. Upon this earthly plane, the greatest tapas is sticking to the truth. If a man sticks to the truth, he will realize what trials and tribulations it takes him through. It is very important to understand that control of the senses and the mind is tapas. Anything done with determination to acquire mastery over the lower emotional vibrations is the very essence of tapas. If you are sincere and earnest in your sadhana, you cannot escape from tapas at any moment of your life. Tapas means cooking ourselves in the fire of discipline to transform ourselves into the best version of ourselves. Tapas is also our determined effort to become someone of character and someone of strength. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Dev Dvij Guru Pragya Pujanam Shaucham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tap Uchyate. Lord Krishna, he classifies austerity into three categories: austerity of the body, austerity of speech, and austerity of the mind. And in this verse, he talks of the austerity of the body. When the body is dedicated to the service of saints, when one controls all the sense indulgence in general and sexual indulgence in particular, it is known as the austerity of our body. And such austerity should be done with cleanliness, with simplicity, and care for not hurting others. In the heating process of purification, all the metals are heated and melted so that the impurities may rise to the top and then they can be removed. When gold is placed in fire, its impurities get burned and its glitter and luster increases. So tapas transforms our nature, and the most important blessing we get is the ability to forego momentary pleasures for future reward. The tendency of our sense-oriented mind is to run towards activities that give us immediate gratification. And these are the voices of our ego consciousness within us. This desire for instant gratification is the cause of all our addictions, our sense orientation, our social media addiction, which all prevent us from focusing on our long-term goals. The ability to overcome the desire for instant gratification is perhaps the greatest gift life could offer to us. And in the next shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna talks about the austerity of speech. Anudvegaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayata swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiv vangmayam tapa uchyate. That is, one should speak words that are truthful, that are inoffensive and beneficial. One should also indulge in swadhyaya or study of the self. Austerity of speech is speaking words that are truthful, that are not offending to others, that are pleasing and that are beneficial to the listener. Speak the truth in a way that is pleasing to the others. Do not speak the truth in a manner which is injurious to others. Never speak untruth, even though it may be pleasant. This is the eternal path of morality and dharma. During difficult periods in our lives, we have two choices: to break down or to break open. And we can't prevent these difficult times in our lives, but we can prepare ourselves to face them with grace through our daily practice. We build our capacity to withstand any storm of life through the power we acquire from these small daily choices that we make. A daily disciplined practice of sadhana is like doing a small controlled burn on ourselves. It is this daily discipline of sadhana which allows us to get rid of the old negative debris that has collected in us since so many lifetimes. It is tapas when we are paying attention to the amount and kind of food we put into our body. It is tapas when we move and exercise our bodies through walking, through yoga and through other activities. It is tapas when we expand our mental ability or we study scriptures with our like-minded people. Lord Krishna talks about the third kind of tapas, the tapas of thoughts, in the next shloka. He says, Manaha prasadaha saumyatvam maunam atma nigraha bhav sanshuddhir tet tapo manasam uchyate. He says, serenity of thought, of gentleness, of silence, of self-control and purity of purpose, all these are known as the austerity of the mind. Austerity of the thought is higher than the austerity of body and speech. For if we learn to master the mind, the body and speech automatically get mastered. The state of our mind determines the state of our consciousness. The mind may be compared to a garden which can either be intelligently cultivated or it can be allowed to run wild. No, we must cultivate our own mind with uplifting and noble thoughts while weeding out the negative and the debilitating thoughts. If we allow hateful, resentful, unforgiving and condemning thoughts to reside in our mind, they will corrode our true inner being. These are the weeds that choke out the manifestation of divine grace within our hearts. Only when we have learned to control our mind, we will be able to achieve all the big goals of our life. People think that their thoughts are secret and no one else can see them. But they do not realize that thoughts not only construct their inner character, but they also create their external personality. That is why When we look upon someone, and we may say, he seems to be a very simple and a very trustworthy person. But if we look at some other person, we may say, he seems to be very cunning and very deceitful. Stay away from him. In each of these cases, it was the inner thoughts of these people that transformed their outer appearance. Tapas is our ability to explore the unknown rather than run away from or blame our circumstances. Tapas is our willingness to be both burned and to be blessed. Every moment we encounter in our lives is an opportunity to make a clear choice of right action. We oftenly mistake and make the choices that give us immediate pleasure and satisfaction. But tapas enables us to make choices that prepare us for the fire. When we listen to our inner voice and we surrender to staying in the unknown and often to staying in the pain and grief, we are preparing ourselves to be blessed by tapas. The discipline and the fire of tapas transforms us into a person of great depth and profoundness. If we can just choose to bear the heat of being dismantled and changed by the fire of tapas, our lives would change forever. If we can prepare ourselves for the daily rigors of our sadhana, if we can commit to live with the fire of truth and integrity, if we can overpower our need for instant gratification, our lives would receive an outpour of blessings from divinity, and we would have made this life of ours worthwhile and meaningful. Write in the comments below if you can commit to take just one form of tapas in your life, and I can guarantee you that your life would change forever. And if you wish to learn more secrets to live an extraordinary life, you can join my free workshop whose link is given below. And in my free workshop, I tell you the secrets to design your extraordinary life. I am your brother guide to prosperity, and my mission is to help you realize the dreams of your life and help you achieve something worthwhile in life for which your family, your parents, and your children can be proud of.